So I am doing the Alex Cross series on YouTube, doing reaction videos to episodes. I've already done a reaction to episode 1, and in that video I explained that one thing that didn't like about the series, the books, and the movies was that they were all disconnected. They weren't connected. And I explained how Alex Cross' wife died differently in all 3 episodes. In each movie, she died differently. I'm not sure about Along Came the Spider and Kiss the Girls, but in the Alex Cross movie that came out in 2012, starring Tyler Perry, she passed away differently. In the book, Alex Cross novel, she passed away differently, and in the series, the Prime Video series, she passed away differently. Speaking of Prime Video, it has become the top spot for iconic book to TV adaptations featuring iconic characters, according to this article on Collider.com. After the success of shows like Bosch, Jack Ryan, and Reacher, it makes perfect sense that their latest adaptation is Cross, an 8-episode series featuring the classic James Patterson character Alex Cross, played by Aldous Hodge. The brilliant detective first appeared back in 1993 with the novel Along Came a Spider. That book, along with Patterson's 1995 bestseller Kiss the Girls, were adapted into movies with Morgan Freeman starring in the role of Alex Cross. While those films were directly adapted from the books, the new Prime Video series is actually not based on any of Patterson's books, like I mentioned earlier in one of my videos. And I wondered, why did they introduce an original mystery? And the article answered this question for me. It says, in an interview with Collider, Cross creator Ben Watkins said that he was enchanted by Patterson's series and was excited to expand on the existing elements that he was drawn to, especially its clever mysteries, strong villains, and exploration of its lead characters' Washington, D.C. hometown and supporting cast. Watkins does stay true to the core of Alex's origin story and the people around him. Like the books, Alex's life is tragically upended after the loss of his wife, Maria, played by Shantae Schuler-Irving. Alex works for the DC Metro Police alongside childhood best friend John Sampson, Isaiah Mustafa, and is father of 2 small kids, Janelle, Melody Hurd, and Damon, Caleb Elijah. Now, in the book, he has 3 kids. Elijah, I think his name is Elijah, and Elijah was the youngest. He had 2 boys and a girl in the book. And I also, in my research, found that James Patterson has started writing books about Elijah, and Elijah became a detective also. I think he was a little boy detective or something, but I have to look into it. Don't quote me on that. And I mentioned in my first video how excited I was to learn when I learned that Alex Cross and John Sampson were black men. Well, I also learned that Hollywood wanted to whitewash Alex Cross, meaning they wanted to make his character white. And James Patterson said, hell to the no, no, no. Well, he didn't say that, but he stood 10 toes down and said no. That would be a disrespect to the character and to the fans. And I agree 110%. Now, this article goes on to explain that ultimately, with Patterson's blessing, Watkins decided to create an original mystery, saying, I felt like that would give me the best chance to make something current and timely and tap into what is actually happening right now in society. Watkins does this in an authentic way, having the characters in the show discuss and argue the nuances, issues of race, socioeconomic differences, and policing. In the first episode, and this might be a spoiler for some, on that day that we see Cross filling out paperwork to take a leave of absence. He was getting ready to leave the force, go on vacation, and take a break. He was writing the paperwork out when he was pulled into a new case. And that case was, like we mentioned before, the Black Lives Matter activist who was found unalived in his car. Emir Godspeed, played by Donovan Brown. Alex's boss, Chief Anderson, played by Jennifer Wigmore, wants to believe that it was either a suicide or an accidental overdose, but Emir's family and community, and eventually Cross, don't buy it. It turns out his instincts are right when it's revealed that Emir was the victim of a serial killer who's obsessed with infamous real-life serial killers, and he's not the only one. This mystery unravels through the course of the season, alongside Alex's desperate attempt to find the person responsible for Maria's death, which is obviously affecting his work and his personal life. I mentioned in my first video also that Tyler Perry was my favorite actor to play Alex Cross, but I have to admit that Aldous Hodge is wearing me down, y'all. He's wearing me down like Steve Urkel. He's wearing me down. And this article says he brings a fresh take to the iconic character in Cross. In both the books and film adaptations, Alex Cross is a brilliant, charismatic detective and psychologist. Watkins definitely leans into that for Hodges' character, but he also does something really refreshing. It's not always common for tough, kick-ass characters to show their emotions and be vulnerable, but thankfully, Cross does just that. The role allows Hodge to showcase all of his talents, making him a really well-rounded character. There's a great moment in episode 1 when he explains to the woman he's currently dating, Elle, played by Samantha Walks, about his hero's complex, which speaks to who Alex is at his core. He is unable to live with the fact that he wasn't able to protect his wife and wants to do everything he can to save everybody around him, even perhaps to his own detriment. It's easy to root for Hodges' Cross even when he's at his lowest moment, when his anger gets the best of him. As he struggles through his pain, Alex is still a great dad, and Hodge has a very natural chemistry with actors who play his kids. Cross also strikes a nice balance between Alex's personal life and solving the case, something that TV has the luxury of doing over an 8-episode series, and I loved it. I love that I didn't have to wait for a week to see the next episode. Now, the powers that be at Prime Video seem to be very pleased with Cross, considering they renewed the show for a second season before the show's premiere already. While there have been plenty of successful shows that are adapted from books, it does make it difficult to include any twists or surprises that readers of the book won't already see coming. It was a good instinct on Watkins' part to give the show a new mystery that fans of the books or brand new fans will both be able to enjoy. So that's why they decided to do their own mysteries because people that have read the book will be very familiar with. People that have read the books, they're going to be familiar with what this serial killer did and who, when, where, what, and how, and about. You know, all 8 episodes of Cross are now streaming on Prime Video. I told y'all I done watched it twice. I watched the season twice, and I'm thinking about watching it again. I'm thinking about watching it again. I'm thinking about it. It's your girl, B Sparrow, BuzzzTweet Talk Radio for the scattered till he gathered his sons and daughters of the diaspora. Y'all, holla at y'all, girl, okay? But all right.